Hey everyone, and welcome to Story Orbit N, the podcast where we mix fun stories, English learning, and a good dose of culture. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Tom. Hello, everyone. So, Jessica, I have to ask you something right at the start. Do you like being scared?
Depends. If it's a horror movie, then no thank you, I'm out. But if it's Halloween and I know it's all fake, then yeah, bring it on!
Oh, come on. You don't like horror movies? That's like saying you don't like popcorn.
I do like popcorn, but I'd rather eat it watching a comedy. Anyway, speaking of Halloween, that's exactly what we're talking about today. This episode is all about the origins of Halloween.
Exactly. So, today we're diving into why we celebrate Halloween, how it started, and how people in different countries celebrate it.
And of course, we'll pick up some cool English vocabulary along the way.
Perfect. So, Jessica, when you think of Halloween, what comes to your mind first?
Pumpkins! Definitely pumpkins. Bright orange, big and round, with creepy faces. You know, when people carve a pumpkin, which means they cut a face into it and put a candle inside, it's one of the most famous Halloween traditions.
Yeah, carving pumpkins is so much fun. In the US, people even have contests for who can carve the best one. But do you know where that idea comes from?
I think it has something to do with a man named Jack, right? The jack-o'-lantern?
Correct. The story comes from an Irish legend about a man called Stingy Jack. He was so mean that when he died, even the devil didn't want him. So he had to wander around with a burning coal inside a carved out turnip to light his way. Later, when Irish immigrants went to America, they started using pumpkins because they were easier to carve.
So that's how the jack-o'-lantern was born. I love stories like that.
Me too. And speaking of Ireland, did you know Halloween actually started there?
Yeah, it began as an ancient Celtic festival called Samhain.
Right, Salmon. It was celebrated over 2,000 years ago. People believed that on the night of October 31, the boundary between the world of the living and the dead became very thin, so ghosts could return to Earth.
Ooh, spooky. Wait, maybe we should explain that word for our listeners. Spooky means something that's a little scary, but in a fun or mysterious way. Like when you hear footsteps in an empty hallway. Spooky!
Yeah, spooky is perfect for Halloween. It's not the same as terrifying or horrifying. Those are stronger. Spooky is like a cute kind of scary.
Exactly. So people back then would light bonfires and wear costumes to scare away spirits. They believed it protected them from bad luck or ghosts.
So basically, the first Halloween costumes weren't about fun. They were for protection.
Yeah, imagine that. They dressed up as ghosts and witches not to win a contest, but to survive the night.
Speaking of witches, that's another classic Halloween word, witch. It means a woman believed to have magical powers. In stories, witches often wear black clothes, have a broomstick, and maybe a black cat.
Oh, and don't forget the pointy hat. You can't be a witch without the hat.
True. So then, over time, Christianity spread through Europe, and the church tried to replace pagan holidays like Samhain. They created All Hallows Eve, the night before All Saints' Day, which is November 1.
Hallows means saints, right? So All Hallows' Eve literally means the evening before All Saints' Day. And eventually that became Halloween.
Exactly. It's interesting how words change over time. Hallow became Hallow, and then Halloween. Language evolution in action.
So now we know where it came from. But how did it become what it is today? Candy, costumes, parties, haunted houses?
Good question. When Irish and Scottish immigrants came to the United States in the 19th century, they brought their Halloween traditions with them. Over time, it mixed with American culture, and people started adding fun elements like trick-or-treating.
Ah, yes, trick or treat. That's one of the most famous Halloween phrases ever. It means children go from house to house in costumes, knock on doors, and say trick or treat. It's like saying, give me candy, or I'll play a trick on you.
Right, though nobody really plays tricks anymore. It's all about the candy now.
And a lot of it. I read that Americans spend over $4 billion every year just on Halloween candy.
Wow, that's a lot of sugar. So, quick vocabulary check for our listeners. Candy in British English is called sweets. So in the UK, children would say, I want some sweets, not I want some candy.
Oh, good point. And in some countries, like Spain or France, Halloween wasn't popular until recently. Now it's becoming more common, especially among young people. but it's still not as huge as in the US.
Yeah. In the US, people decorate their houses with fake cobwebs, skeletons, and sometimes full haunted house displays.
Speaking of haunted houses, that's another great phrase. Haunted means a place that is believed to have ghosts. So a haunted house is a scary house full of ghosts or supernatural things.
And during Halloween, people love to visit those places. Some are real buildings with spooky histories. Others are just made for fun with actors pretending to be ghosts.
So much fun. But Ton, how did you celebrate Halloween as a kid?
Oh, I was obsessed with Halloween. My friends and I would plan our costumes for weeks. One year, I dressed up as a vampire. I even had fake blood and everything. What about you?
I think my favorite costume was when I dressed as a black cat. Simple, but classic. I drew whiskers on my face and wore cat ears.
That's cute. So for our listeners, costume means the clothes you wear to look like someone or something else, usually for fun. On Halloween, you can wear a scary costume, a funny one, or even something from a movie.
Right, like a superhero, a ghost, or a zombie. Oh, maybe we should also explain ghosts.
Of course, ghost is the spirit of a dead person that people believe can appear to the living. In stories, ghosts usually wear white sheets and float around.
Oh, yes, the classic white sheet ghost. I think every kid has done that costume at least once.
Totally. And now that Halloween is so commercial, people decorate everything. Even pets wear costumes. Have you seen dogs dressed like pumpkins?
Oh, yes, so adorable. Speaking of pumpkins again, we mentioned earlier that people carve them. But do you know the phrase pumpkin spice?
Oh yeah, the famous pumpkin spice latte. That's a type of coffee flavored with cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. It tastes like autumn in a cup.
Exactly. So, pumpkin spice doesn't really taste like pumpkin. It's more about the spices we use when we make pumpkin pie. It's so popular in the US that it's basically a symbol of fall.
Speaking of which, Halloween is also a symbol of the changing seasons. It marks the end of harvest and the beginning of winter. That's why the colors are orange, black, and brown, like autumn leaves.
I love that connection. It's not just candy and costumes, it's also about tradition and the cycle of the year.
Exactly. But not everyone celebrates Halloween. Some people think it's too commercial now, or they prefer to celebrate other things like Dia de los Muertos in Mexico.
Oh, yes, that's the Day of the Dead. It's not the same as Halloween, but it also honors people who have passed away.
Right, it's more about remembering loved ones in a positive way, not about fear.
So, for our listeners, that's an important cultural difference. Halloween focuses on scary fun, while Dia de los Muertos is more spiritual and family oriented.
By the way, Jessica, have you ever been inside a haunted house attraction?
Yes, once. I screamed the whole time. There were people dressed as zombies jumping out of nowhere. Never again!
That's the best part. You know it's fake, but your brain still goes into panic mode.
Yeah, I guess that's the thrill. And thrill means an exciting feeling of fear or joy. For example, riding a roller coaster is a thrill.
Good example. So, let's do something fun. Imagine we're organizing a Halloween party. What would you have at yours?
Oh, nice! Okay, first of all, I'd have decorations everywhere. Pumpkins, spiderwebs, candles, and spooky music, of course. Maybe Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Classic choice. I'd add a fog machine for that haunted atmosphere. And food shaped like monsters or ghosts.
Like cupcakes with candy eyes, or drinks that look like potions. That would be cool.
Yeah, and maybe a costume contest with prizes. Oh, and you can't forget the game, Bob for Apples.
Oh, wow, I almost forgot about that. For anyone who doesn't know, Bobbing for Apples is an old Halloween game. You fill a big bowl with water, put apples inside, and try to catch one with your mouth without using your hands.
It's harder than it sounds. You end up with water everywhere.
Sounds like fun, though. So what about scary movies? Do you have a favorite Halloween movie?
I love the movie Hocus Pocus. It's about 3 witches who come back to life on Halloween night. It's funny and spooky at the same time.
Oh, that's a great one. I also love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's perfect because it works for both Halloween and Christmas.
True. And what about something like Ghostbusters? That's another classic. Not too scary, but still has ghosts and lots of laughs.
Oh yeah, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I love that song. It's so catchy. You know what, Tom? I think music is such a big part of Halloween now. It really sets the mood.
Totally. There's even a whole playlist for it. Songs like Monster Mash or even the Addams Family theme. That's another one that instantly makes you think of spooky fun.
Right. And Monster Mash is such a good one for parties. By the way, mash means to mix or crush something. In the song, it's like a funny dance for monsters, so it's literally the monsters dance.
Exactly. And the cool thing is that Halloween mixes everything: music, food, traditions, and even languages. For example, a lot of people use English Halloween words even if their country doesn't celebrate it the same way.
That's true. I've seen stores in Europe selling costumes with English labels like scary ghost or witch hat. And even the phrase trick or treat is kept in English in many places.
Have you seen how some countries are putting their own spin on Halloween? Like in Japan, people love dressing up, but it's not about scary things. It's more like a massive cosplay event.
Oh, yeah. I've seen photos from Shibuya in Tokyo. Thousands of people on the streets wearing the most creative costumes. It's amazing how each culture adapts the same holiday differently.
Totally. And I love that word, by the way, cosplay. It comes from costume play, meaning dressing up as a character, often from anime, movies, or games.
Nice one. That's another vocabulary gem for our listeners. Maybe we should talk a bit about how people who don't celebrate Halloween see it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Some people think Halloween is too commercial or even too scary for kids, but others see it as just a creative outlet, an excuse to be silly and have fun for a night.
Exactly. And I think it's also a time to be social. You meet your neighbors when you go trick or treating or you gather with friends for a party. It's really about community in a way.
That's so true. And I think that's why it's become so popular worldwide. Everyone loves an excuse to dress up, eat sweets, and share laughs.
Speaking of sweets, I remember one Halloween when a neighbor gave out toothbrushes instead of candy. I mean, seriously?
Oh no, that's the ultimate Halloween crime. Who gives toothbrushes?
I know, right? The kids look so disappointed. I mean, I get it, sugar and health and all, but come on, it's one night a year.
Exactly. It's tradition. Halloween without candy is like Christmas without presents.
Or like popcorn without butter.
Yes. You know, there's another Halloween word we haven't talked about yet. Creepy.
Oh, good one. Creepy means something that makes you feel uncomfortable or nervous, usually because it's strange or mysterious. For example, that old abandoned house at the end of the street is so creepy.
Perfect example. And it's different from spooky. Spooky is fun, scary. Creepy is more disturbing. Like a clown smiling at you in the dark. Creepy.
Ugh, I got chills just hearing that. And chills means a feeling of cold or fear running through your body. You can say, that story gave me chills.
Nice. So many Halloween feelings: spooky, creepy, thrilling. I think we're building a good vocabulary list here.
Definitely. And maybe before we finish, we could give listeners a fun mini challenge.
Oh, I like that idea. What kind of challenge?
Let's ask our listeners something. What about you? How do you celebrate Halloween in your country? Do you carve pumpkins? Do you dress up? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, we'd love to hear your stories. And you can also write a sentence using one of the new words we talked about today.
Speaking of new words, let's do a quick recap before we finish.
Spooky, something a little scary, but in a fun way. Haunted, a place that people believe has ghosts.
Costume, special clothes you wear to look like someone or something else. Ghost, the spirit of a dead person.
Witch, a woman with magical powers in stories. Pumpkin, a big round orange vegetable often used at Halloween.
Carve a pumpkin, cut a face, or design into a pumpkin. Trick or treat, a phrase kids say when they go door to door asking for candy.
That's a great list. And don't forget spice, thrill, and bobbing for apples. Lots of new words today.
Or creepy, chills, and cosplay, all perfect for your spooky vocabulary collection.
That's quite a collection. So, Jessica, if you could choose just one of those words to describe Halloween, which one would it be?
I'd say spooky, because it's scary but also fun and playful. What about you?
I'd pick thrill, because Halloween is full of excitement, surprise, and just the right amount of fear.
Love that. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to Story Orbit N. We hope you learned something new and had a few laughs along the way.
Don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell us in the comments how you celebrate Halloween in your country.
Until next time, stay curious, stay spooky, and keep orbiting around stories and language. Oh,
Happy Halloween, everyone!